And welcome back. So today I would love to just sit down and put my makeup on. I have a few errands I'm going to be running later on today, and so I thought I would bring you in my get ready time here, my precious get ready time. I don't know about you guys, but I love to just put something really good on that I like to listen to and put my makeup on, and I thought I have not sat and done a little chat here in a few minutes, and so that's what we're going to do, just kind of chill. So get yourself something to drink and let's get into this. What drew me into YouTube in the first place was these types of videos, the kind of videos where it's someone just talking about things they enjoy, talking about their life, things you can absolutely relate to. And that is something I really don't want to lose here on my channel specifically, because I gravitate towards that on other channels that I watch and enjoy. And so I'm like, you know what? It might not be my most viewed video, but this to me is what's important. Alright, so for makeup today, I'm going to skip primer. Lately I've been skipping primer primarily because the primer that I have is very hydrating and it's starting to warm up here, and so I do not need the extra moisture. In fact, the extra moisture just causes my foundation to break up. So today I'm going to use the light, why can't I hold on to anything here? The Light Wonder Foundation by Charlotte Tilbury. I have shade 4 Fair in this. I've been absolutely loving a very light coverage foundation. I think not only just because of the whole mask situation, but I really finally embraced my own skin, literally, and kind of figured out how to work with the imperfections instead of, you know, just feeling like I have to cover everything up. And I like the fact that my freckles show through, because that's like what makes me me. If I didn't have freckles, it wouldn't be me. My whole body is now freckled, and you know, living in such a sunny place, I've noticed freckles coming out even more so than they ever used to. But this foundation is really good if you want a very skin-like finish. Now there are other options that are cheaper. This just happens to be what I have and am enjoying, so I'm sharing that with you. But I have had the L'Oreal Pro Glow foundation, which I would say is pretty similar. My thing with that one is I found that one I got so oily with. I don't know if it was an ingredient or something, but it just was over the top. Now saying that, I probably won't be able to wear this in the summertime. Well, we'll see. If we get humidity, I don't even mess with makeup. Like, there's just no point for me, especially when I'm doing stuff outside and everything like that. The humidity just, you know, it doesn't really work for you. Alright, so I'm trying to think the last time I sat down and did this. I always try to think about what did I talk about, because I don't want to rehash the same, you know, topics. But I guess as of late, let's see, a few weeks ago we had a spring break. I'm using the McGrath concealer here and a dry beauty blender because I didn't take the time to wet it. My kids had spring break and my parents surprised my children and came to visit for a week. And we did all kinds of outdoor activities. We had really great weather, meaning overcast, which is really rare for here. We don't have a lot of overcast days typically, but it was perfect to go outside and do things because once the sun peeks through here, it's just like, oh my gosh, it's so hot. It just burns through your skin. And so we were able to do a lot of outdoor activities. We went out to eat a lot. We went and did some antiquing, or like, you know, stopping at antique shops, which has been my latest craze. I've always loved decorating, and I really enjoy making my house a home. Hold that thought. Because this concealer has such great coverage, if you use it in conjunction with a lighter coverage foundation, I almost feel like you need to go in with a little more foundation to kind of even out the redness. So I'm going to go in with a little bit more to cover that up. Okay, so I have really been enjoying going to antique stores and finding treasures amongst things that I would deem maybe less treasurable to me. You know, like we all have different things that we enjoy collecting and we enjoy looking at, and our decor styles vary vastly. And so it's like the thrill of the hunt, because you never know what the store's going to have, first of all, and all the stores are different. And so it's like trying to find the gem amidst perhaps some junk, you know what I mean? And so it's been really fun to kind of check out all the stores. I'm kind of focusing on using this right now because it's liquid and it will go bad. In fact, I've had this for at least a year. I'm going to set that with the Charlotte Tilbury powder here. So if you missed my latest video, I did share quite a few pieces that I found, not just in antique stores, but like, I would say gift shops. There's a lot of shops around here that mix old with new. And I really like that because it helps you see how to mix things together. And I would say I'm not, like, my style isn't strictly this or that. Like, I like a hodgepodge of styles. I really do. I'm drawn to things in all styles, actually. So it's kind of like figuring out how to put things together and you know, finding those things that really look cool together. In fact, we went to this place called the Vintage Barn up in Bulverde, just north of San Antonio. And they had a lot of whiskey barrels there, and they had some unfinished ones, and then they had some that they had stained and kind of tidied up a bit. And so I ended up taking one of those home, and eventually I would like to turn it into a base of a table. Now, in this house that we live in, we don't really have the space to do something like that, but I would love to create like a man's room, man cave, if you will, or second living space for my husband and children, and make like a really cool table out of that. I don't know why, I've always thought that, you know, the old barrels are really neat. They even look cool out on front porches. They had some there where they had cut them open and put a lid on it, or cut them in half and turn them into trash cans. If you had like a business or something, that would be really cool if it kind of went with the whole theme of your place. But I just was like, well, for now, we're just going to have it be a barrel. And I just kind of decorated the top of it. One thing I'm still on the hunt for, I am looking for some shutters. And I looked on Etsy even, but they get very pricey if you're going to find some that are already kind of refinished. And I thought, well, I could probably tackle refinishing them myself, even though I'm kind of unsure how to sand, you know, the individual slats on a shutter. That could be troublesome, especially if it is really old and the wood's kind of rotted. But man, I found a couple really cool French style shutters with like, there's like metal on them, and they're just beautiful, but man, they are pricey. Old stuff is expensive, and it's kind of ironic. It's like the old things nobody wanted at one point are now more than, you know, buying it new. However, things were made much better, more intricate. There was more thought and detail that went into things, especially like with furniture. And so, you know, if it's I'm waiting for the right pair. I have a couple ideas of what I'd like to do with them besides, you know, just display them or hang them on a wall. Because I've seen what people have done with them, and I'm like, that is so cool. I'm totally going to look for that idea, you know, look for some good shutters and do that. It's kind of like one of those things where you have more ideas for things than you have space in your house to execute them or to put them once you find them. I told my husband, like, it would be really cool if I could start my own store where I find all these really cool things and obviously keep some, but have like a store where you resell things that you find that are cool, and then throw like a coffee shop in there, maybe a little lunch bistro, obviously wine. I remember I read this fiction story years ago, and the setting of the place just totally inspired me. And that's kind of where the pipe dream started, of having like a gift shop / lunch bistro type place. Maybe like a lot, like, I don't know, it's kind of all over the place, but I don't know how that would ever occur, but it was, I don't know, it's just something that's always been kind of in the back of my mind. All right, I'm going to use the Modern Renaissance palette today because I think it's going to jive really well here with my shirt that I just got at Costco for like $10. I actually bought it for my daughter, but the neck was a little bit too wide on her. Can you believe she is in a girl's large, right? So I think after girl's large, some places have extra large, but then she's in the junior section already. I can't even believe this is occurring. All right, so I think I'm just going to start with this cream shade and just kind of throw her all over the place here. I feel like if we ever were to move to the East Coast again, like I was speaking earlier about primitive stores, I feel like there would be a lot of really good primitive and antique stores on the East Coast, just because of the history of our country and stuff. I could be wrong, and you know, where I grew up, there were a lot of those types of stores. you know, I've always done gift shops. I've always loved to go to gift shops and find more unique things that you don't find. I don't know. I still love Hobby Lobby. So I use that as an example, but I love Hobby Lobby. But you know, like, I can buy something at Hobby Lobby, show you, and then you can go get the same thing. But whereas like antiques and gift shops, it's a little bit more, it's the hunt. It's fun because you don't know what you're gonna find. And then when you do see somebody show something, like, you're like, oh man, I wanna find something like that. I currently wanna find an oil lamp, but I want the green uranium glass. I don't know. I have a lot of green in my house, and I just thought that that would be pretty to have the base be the green. Okay, I want to do something not too crazy. I'm going to go in actually with this burnt orange color. This is such a good palette. I still really enjoy this. There's a little powdery here, but you know, none of that stuff even bothers me. I'm not particular about the formula too much, because at this point I feel like I can kind of make anything work. And depending on time, like if you need something that blends out to the oblivion in 5 seconds, then I like these. I feel like these are really easy to blend out. And then there's other times where I have time and I want to be finicky and I want to build the color, you know, and I want to layer lots of sheer layers, then I like MAC shadows for that particular situation. I feel like I've been consistently inconsistent with my uploads here on my channel for a variety of reasons. I'm kind of in a lull in life right now. We're in a season of waiting, and while I'm waiting, I'm just kind of, you know, checking out all these other little things that I enjoy doing and not so much giving a lot of dedicated time to this. You know, when I take breaks, I do miss it. But today I had to make the decision because I have to leave here around noon and it's 10:30, so I'm like, do I want to spend that time filming, or do I want to take the time for me and read a book, or, you know, watch a little bit of television? And so today I decided to hang out with you guys, but that's kind of what I'm presented with every day these days is, how do I want to spend the time that I have? Which, you know, we're all presented with that every day anyways, right? But sometimes I like to be selfish and just hang out and relax, because I'm not really good at relaxing. I have to force myself to relax. I should say I don't allow myself to just hang out unless everything's finished. I have a hard time relaxing completely when I know there's things I could be doing or should be doing, or there's things that need to be tended to. I gotta get it done first. It's always been that way. And I also feel like it's good to, you know, if you have the time, don't waste it either. So there's like both sides of the argument. But it is good to just sometimes sit down and do nothing. Watch something you really enjoy. Do something you really enjoy. Oh, you coming to say hi? You know, take time to pet your kitty meows. Okay, then I'm going to take the shade Primavera, which is this golden shade, and just tap that on my lid. Oh my gosh, that is really pretty. I forgot how gorgeous this is. I like gold shades that aren't too yellow. This one's like a really pretty brightening gold shade. So I'm just taking this burnt orange color with a pencil brush and just kind of marrying the top with the bottom and just blending it out. Nothing crazy. I like a simple shadow look, and I think you can really achieve depth with even just a couple shadows. You just have to apply a little bit more and intensify the color in an area. I do that a lot, especially when I'm in a rush, just to kind of take the same color and apply a little bit more to an area and then blend it out. That's it. That's all I'm gonna do. I'm even gonna skip eyeliner today just for the sake of ease. And you know, I threw out that It Cosmetics Superhero Mascara because it just did not work for me, and I felt really bad throwing a $25 mascara into the trash after using it, like, I don't know, probably 5 times. But the formulation for me and my specific eyelashes, it's just too wet. It looks great initially. They're like, oh wow, yeah, like length, and they're curled, but they fall. They fell within minutes of, you know, the mascara drying. It was just too heavy. So I went back to an old one that I really like. It's the Maybelline Lash Sensational Full Fan Effect Mascara. It has really nice teeth on it, a slightly curved wand, but not too big. I also don't like a really thick wand on it. I don't like it. It's got to be a little bit petite because I have petite eye sockets here, and I have to be able to get in without getting mascara everywhere. And I find that those really big wands, I cannot grab my little lashes. So the wand has to have teeth, but the formula cannot be too wet. So it's like this very specific situation, but you know, it takes time to figure out what works for you, and what works for you probably won't work for every other person. So I guess the moral of the story is if you find something you really like, you know, maybe the hunt has to stop. I don't know. I just feel like this works, and this will hold my curl here. Now I did already curl my lashes with my lash curler. I find that helps a lot to kind of crimp them before, you know, that way the product isn't the only thing trying to hold up your lashes. Yeah, I mean, this mascara is fantastic, and it's Maybelline. Alright, I'm gonna throw this blush on. It's not, well, it might be, I don't know. It was a limited edition blush by NARS called Almeria. But I was looking for like a blush that was kind of reddish in tone, like a brick red. And I had one from Mary Kay a long time ago, and I wore that blush every single day. And then of course I discovered YouTube and everything just kind of blew up. But I got my collection down to a good amount. I mean, there's still a lot of makeup. But I have it all in one small little area, and I'm really loving what I have. So I'm going to dig into this. I think this is going to give me what I'm looking for, kind of that burnt, yeah, rusty kind of look. A color like this, I like to really blend up into my bronzer because I really like the tone of it. It's kind of got that reddish undertone. This kind of look for me is like an everyday, kind of like a look I would gravitate towards. I always do some sort of light shade on the lid, a brown shade in the crease. I really like my blush to have an impact. And I think today I'm going to choose a bold lip as well. Alright, I'm going to take MAC's Half Red Lip Liner. And then one of my favorite spring colors. It's by Bite Beauty. Oh, hold up. No. Olaf likes to knock things down. My phone is sitting there. And it is a chubby lip pencil. I don't think they make these anymore, but this color is my all-time favorite, so I'm going to wear it. It really matches my shirt. It's called Tart. Bite Beauty High Pigment Pencil. I don't know if they ever got rid of these, but they are so creamy. I wore a Bite lipstick yesterday. Just such a really lovely, creamy, you know, lip-friendly product. Not matte, not flat, not drying, not shimmery, not frosty. Just a really nice, beautiful, classic cream formulation. So this is it. This is very simple, but this is kind of where I'm sitting in life right now, is simple, pretty makeup looks, effortless, not a lot of products, not a lot of hoopla, maybe not super interesting for you, but I feel like as I'm growing as a person and evolving here on a platform, I have to present where I'm at. I don't want to pretend to be this or to do this for the sake of views or money or opportunity. Like, this is where I'm at right now, and I struggle with making videos because I'm like, who's gonna watch? Are they gonna care? But this is me, this is where I'm at, this is what I'm enjoying. This is truly what I'm wearing today. I love how I really think this is still a gorgeous palette. If you never did pull the trigger on it, it might even be discounted at this point, but it's just really effortless, pretty looks. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I would love to have you here. Please subscribe and stick around, and we will chat again very soon. Bye guys.